The gentle ring of the diner's doorbell cut through the quiet hum of the afternoon, but for one man, it felt like thunder inside his chest. When Ryan Cross stepped into that spotless chrome and yellow diner after 5 long years on the road, he never expected to find his mother, the woman who once held his world together, trembling beneath another man's voice. His boots froze on the black and white floor as he saw her, frail, aged, and dressed in a faded pink uniform, being scolded by a manager in a black vest who jabbed his finger toward the table she was wiping. Her hands quivered as she obeyed, her eyes lowered, lips pressed tightly to hold back tears. Ryan's fists clenched. His breath grew sharp and uneven. He had faced fights, fire, and loss, but nothing hit harder than watching his mother's dignity crumble in front of strangers. If you believe in kindness, forgiveness, and second chances, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to HO Chronicles, where real stories remind us of love, pain, and redemption. 5 years earlier, Ryan had left this town like a storm, angry, restless, and desperate to escape poverty. He'd lived as a drifter, biker, and fighter, believing freedom meant cutting every tie. After his father's early death, his mother, Martha Cross, worked endless shifts in diners and laundromats just to keep a roof over their heads. Ryan couldn't stand to watch her struggle. He told her he was leaving to build a better life, but what he really found were endless roads, empty nights, and miles of regret. He rode with men who asked no questions, a rough brotherhood with louder engines than hearts, but they gave him something he'd lost, a sense of family. Yet every night, when the road went quiet, he heard her voice, the way she said, "Come home safe, Ryan," as if she already knew he wouldn't. Now, standing in that diner, time seemed frozen. The manager's harsh tone snapped him back. "Do it right this time, Martha," he barked, slamming his palm on the counter. Ryan noticed how the nearby customers looked away, pretending not to see, but he saw everything. The tremble in her shoulders, the redness in her eyes, the way she swallowed her pride just to keep that job. He wanted to move, to speak, but his legs wouldn't obey. For years, he had feared this moment, afraid of what she'd see in him, afraid she'd recognize the disappointment he carried. Then, behind him, the door opened again. 3 of his biker brothers stepped in, boots echoing like distant thunder. They were tough men, respected by few, feared by many, but loyal to their core. The diner's chatter faded into silence as sunlight caught their black vests. Ryan took a deep breath as his mother turned. Her eyes met his, for the first time in 5 years. Her face changed, first confusion, then disbelief, then tears. She looked down, trying to hide them. Ryan stepped forward slowly, as though each step closed a lifetime of distance. The manager frowned, folding his arms. "Can I help you, gentlemen?" he asked stiffly. Ryan said nothing. His voice was buried under 5 years of guilt and love. He walked up to his mother, gently took the cloth from her trembling hand, set it on the counter, and turned to face the man. The manager's confidence faded when he saw Ryan's eyes, calm, but filled with quiet fire. "You don't talk to her like that," Ryan said evenly, each word slicing through the silence. The man stammered. "She missed a spot." Ryan took one step closer. His silence said enough. "Then clean it yourself," he said softly. "She's done enough." The diner went still except for the faint hiss of the coffee machine. The manager's pride collapsed into awkward fear. After a long pause, he backed away without a word. Ryan turned to his mother, her tears now falling freely. He didn't care who watched. He reached out, touched her shoulder gently, and whispered, "I'm sorry, Mom." She blinked, her voice trembling. "Ryan, I thought you were gone." He shook his head. "I tried to be, but I couldn't stay away forever." For a long moment, she couldn't speak. Then she whispered, "I kept your room the same." That one sentence broke him more than any fight ever could. For years, he'd run from home, but all along, she'd been waiting with the door open. They sat together in that yellow booth for hours, talking quietly, while his biker brothers kept a respectful distance. Ryan learned she'd worked every day to keep their small apartment, never asking for help, never telling anyone where her son had gone. She'd prayed for him nightly, even when hope seemed lost. When it was time to leave, she dabbed her eyes with a napkin, trying to hide her tears. Ryan placed his arm around her shoulders and said softly, "You don't have to clean tables anymore, Mom. You're coming home." The manager stayed silent, shame covering his face. As they stepped outside, sunlight flooded the diner again, like a page turning to a new chapter. Ryan's motorcycle gleamed under the clear sky. For the first time in years, the road didn't call to him. Home did. He helped his mother onto the bike carefully, as if she were made of gold. And when she smiled, it wasn't weary anymore. It was proud. His biker brothers revved their engines in quiet respect as the town watched the son who'd lost his way finally find his reason to stay. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to HO Chronicles, because compassion can heal and love can always lead someone home. Before you go, tell us in the comments, if you had the chance to rewrite your past, would you go back home? As the engines roared and the diner faded behind them, Ryan didn't look back, not because he was running this time, but because he was finally free. For 5 years, he'd been lost. That day, he found his compass again, and it pointed straight to his mother.